It isn't what you have, or who you are, or where you are, or what you're doing, that makes you happy or unhappy. It's what you're thinking about it. Don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. Any fool can criticize, complain, and condemn, and most fools do. But it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. When dealing with people, remember you are not dealing with creatures of logic, but with creatures bristling with prejudice and motivated by pride and vanity. Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. Everybody in the world is seeking happiness, and there is one sure way to find it. That is by controlling your thoughts. Happiness doesn't depend on outward conditions. It depends on inner conditions. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. When we hate our enemies, we're giving them power over us. Power over our sleep, our appetites, our blood pressure, our health, and our happiness. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. Remember, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. Talk to someone about themselves and they'll listen for hours. If you are not in the process of becoming the person you want to be, you're automatically engaged in becoming the person you don't want to be. Be wiser than other people if you can, but do not tell them so. Actions speak louder than words, and a smile says, "I like you. You make me happy. I am glad to see you." Our thoughts make us what we are. Knowledge isn't power until it is applied. It isn't what you have, or who you are, or where you are, or what you are doing that makes you happy or unhappy. It's what you think about. The best possible way to prepare for tomorrow is to concentrate with all your intelligence, all your enthusiasm, on doing today's work superbly today. That is the only possible way you can prepare for the future. When dealing with people, let us remember we are not dealing with creatures of logic. We are dealing with creatures of emotion, creatures bristling with prejudices and motivated by pride and vanity. No matter what happens, always be yourself. Two men looked out from prison bars. One saw the mud, the other saw stars. If you can't sleep, then get up and do something instead of lying there and worrying. It's the worry that gets you, not the loss of sleep. Be more concerned with your character than with your reputation, for your character is what you truly are. But your reputation is merely what others think you are. One reason why birds and horses are not unhappy is because they are not trying to impress other birds and horses. You can't win an argument. You can't, because if you lose it, you lose it, and if you win it, you lose it. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. To be interesting, be interested. One of the tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. Names are the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Remember, happiness doesn't depend upon who you are or what you have, it depends solely upon what you think. Let's not allow ourselves to be upset by small things we should despise and forget. Remember, life is too short to be little. They come to the conclusion that there is only one way under high heaven to get the best of an argument, and that is to avoid it. Avoid it as you would avoid rattlesnakes and earthquakes. All men have fears, but the brave put down their fears and go forward, sometimes to death, but always to victory. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. Today is our most precious possession. It is our only sure possession. Always have something to say. The man who has something to say and who is known never to speak unless he has, is sure to be listened to. Our fatigue is often caused not by work, but by worry, frustration and resentment. Instead of condemning people, let's try to understand them. Let's try to figure out why they do what they do. That's a lot more profitable and intriguing than criticism. And it breeds sympathy, tolerance and kindness. To know all is to forgive all. Let's never try to get even with our enemies, because if we do we will hurt ourselves far more than we hurt them. Let's do as General Eisenhower does. Let's never waste a minute thinking about people we don't like. You can measure the size of a person by what makes him or her angry. Criticism is dangerous, because it wounds a person's precious pride, hurts his sense of importance and arouses resentment. You can sing only what you are. You can paint only what you are. For better or for worse, you must play your own little instrument in the orchestra of life. By fighting you never get enough, but by yielding you get more than you expected. Don't be afraid to give your best to what seemingly are small jobs. Every time you complete one, it makes you that much stronger. If you do the little jobs well, the big ones will tend to take care of themselves. Once I did bad and that I heard ever. Twice I did good, but that I heard never. There's big work to do. And there's lesser to do. And the task we must do is the near. If you can't be a highway, then just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. It isn't by the size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. If you want to keep happiness, you have to share it. When fate hands you lemons, make lemonade. Only knowledge that is used sticks in your mind. You'll never achieve real success unless you like what you're doing. If you argue and rankle and contradict, you may achieve a victory sometimes. But it will be an empty victory. Because you'll never get your opponent's goodwill. Nobody kicks a dead dog. Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. Winning friends begins with friendliness. A barber lathers a man before he shaves him. We are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon, instead of enjoying the roses blooming outside our windows today. The expression you wear on your face is far more important than the clothes you wear on your back. Control your temper. Remember, you can measure the size of a person by what makes him or her angry. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. There is only one way under high heaven to get the best of an argument, and that is to avoid it. The man who goes farthest is generally the one who is willing to do and dare. The sure-thing boat never gets far from shore. Flattery is telling the other person precisely what he thinks about himself. The world is full of people who are grabbing and self-seeking. So the rare individual who unselfishly tries to serve others has an enormous advantage. Flaming enthusiasm, backed by horse sense and persistence, is the quality that most frequently makes for success. If you believe in what you are doing, then let nothing hold you up in your work. Much of the best work in the world has been done against seeming impossibilities. We are interested in others when they are interested in us. When the fierce, burning winds blow over our lives and we cannot prevent them, let us, too, accept the inevitable. And then get busy and pick up the pieces. Do you remember the things you were worrying about a year ago? How did they work out? Didn't you waste a lot of fruitless energy on account of most of them? Didn't most of them turn out all right after all? The successful man will profit from his mistakes and try again in a different way. If you tell me how you get your feeling of importance, I'll tell you what you are. There are no atheists in foxholes. If you have a lemon, make a lemonade. Students of public speaking continually ask, how can I overcome self-consciousness and the fear that paralyzes me before an audience? Think of your life as an hourglass. You know there are thousands of grains of sand in the top of the hourglass. and they all pass slowly and evenly through the narrow neck in the middle. Nothing you or I could do would make more than 1 grain of sand pass through this narrow neck without impairing the hourglass. You and I and everyone else are like this hourglass. If we do not take tasks one at a time and let them pass slowly and evenly, then we are bound to break our own structure. Emerson said, "Every man I meet is my superior in some way. In that, I learn of him." Feeling sorry for yourself and your present condition is not only a waste of energy but the worst habit you could possibly have. You cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him to find it within himself. You are going to survive. And good things are going to start to happen again. And one day you are going to look back. And this will not even be such a bad thing. First ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? Then prepare to accept it. Then proceed to improve on the worst. If you want to be enthusiastic, act enthusiastic. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Action seems to follow feeling, but really action and feeling go together, and by regulating the action, which is under the more direct control of the will, we can indirectly regulate the feeling, which is not. You can make more friends in 2 months by being interested in other people than in 2 years of trying to get people interested in you. If you want to know how to make people shun you and laugh at you behind your back and even despise you, here is the recipe. Never listen to anyone for long. Talk incessantly about yourself. If you have an idea while the other person is talking, don't wait for him or her to finish. Bust right in and interrupt in the middle of a sentence. The only way I can get you to do anything is by giving you what you want.